Good evening, Rust enjoyers. I have been right because it's time for the 48-hour analysis. Basically, in this video, we're going to look at the current Rust store and make comparisons with the skins from previous week's Rust stores to get a good idea of how much will each of these sell by next Thursday, and then knowing that, we'll question will each of these skins potentially still holding up to being perfectly fine investments or not. Understood? Let's get started then. Right, so 10 skins this week. They've sold okay, but it definitely feels like things have slowed down compared to likes of previous weeks. And looking at the Harper Seal Rock, top selling skin, only 8,000 subscribers. Not that crazy, but hey, more specifically for this skin, we did do the comparison immediately when I first saw it. With its cute face, I remembered last year's Pug Rock, and that didn't sell too much, did it? And it ended up working out quite nicely as an investment. I thought maybe the Seal Rock could, basically emulate its behaviour. Maybe things could work out. But with almost 8,000 subscribers, is that alright, or is it a little bit too much? We'll question that in a bit, won't we? Then we've got the likes of Danger Barricade. Now, this did get quite a lot of attention in the first 24 hours when it was accepted. The transparency, quite exploitative. Kind of pay to win. And Face Punch kind of caught on to that, and they actually got it changed. So we'll talk more about this in a bit. By the time you're watching this video, you probably are fully well aware of the whole situation, but I'll recap it. Neon Bismuth Sheet Metal Double Door. 6,400 subscribers. Is that it? Is that it? I thought that'd be doing better. Alright. All the better for it to potentially rise up in price. We'll talk about that. And then, of course, we have the likes of the Tank Armor Tier 3. Now, if you saw the likes of my Rust rotation video where I showcased this with the likes of Flashbacks, Hoodie and Pants, Reptile Hunter Kill, it was a perfectly serviceable, very budget green camouflage option. I thought it did perfectly fine. And it only cost about $10 for all the pieces. But consider me surprised, it's only got 6,178 and 6,150 subscribers for these pieces. Huh. Is that a little bit too low? Well, of course, we'll discuss that, won't we? So, yeah, shall we go ahead and talk about the first 48 hours of sales now? But before we do that, I should point out and talk about the likes of the Danger Barricade situation. So, in short, loads of people showcased that the transparency was a little bit too pay to win. Face Punch second-guessed it, and they got the skin creator to redo it, so they've removed it from the Rust store. Skin creator basically filled it in, as you can see right there, and everyone who bought it unfortunately now has that version. Don't want to sound mean, but you know what I mean. So, yeah. So if you want to get a much better understanding of the whole situation and how it all went down, consider watching this video. I uploaded it earlier today. A lot of people have been watching it. I've got a lot of comments. I've got a lot of very upset people here. Consider giving that a good watch and read all those comments. Yeah, so, yeah, it's all there. It's all provided. Let's now talk about the first 48 hours of sales. So, as you can see, that's what the current Rust store looks like now. And, yes, they have upgraded the icon. And here we are. Now, just to quickly inform you, it's not currently 48 hours of sales. It's a little bit later. If you want to see what the 48 hours of sales look like, that's what it looks like right there. So, pause or screenshot it if you want. As you can see, the icon didn't update. It has now. So, yeah. Let's now look at all these skins in order of sales and question how much will each of them sell by next Thursday. Let's get started with the likes of the Harper Seal Rock. You're currently sitting here with the first 48 hours of sales, just under 12,000. Right now, it's just a little bit more. I am questioning it. Of course, I did the comparison to the likes of the Pug Rock, didn't I? And it perfectly aligned with each other. What do you mean? So last year, September 14, 2023, I can't believe I remembered that. This did 16,500 subscribers. And that really wasn't that much. If you were to just go ahead and take a quick look at it, how could something like that only do 16,500 subscribers? It's just a big, fat, clumpy ball of silliness. Look at him, look at him. So, yeah, it sold not too much, and when a lot more people were playing the game, it got bought out more, and it rose up in price quite nicely. It's a very simple process. So I'm looking at the likes of the Harper Seal Rock, and I can't help but assume, potentially, maybe, possibly, with its very cute bug-eye face, that it might work out quite, selling nicely in the future, and it probably ends up becoming a very nice investment. With its current momentum of sales, it really don't look like it's going to happen that way. It really does look like it's potentially selling just a little bit too much, and yeah, I don't think it's matching up to the likes of the Pug Rock. So if I were to just go over to here and start doing a comparison, so here we have the likes of this week's Rust store, and as you can see, it almost did 8,000 subscribers. But if I just go back like 2 weeks, oh, look at this. We've got the likes of Black Diamond Tier 2 pieces here with 8,000 subscribers. We've also got the likes of the Ultramarine Furnace with 7,800 subscribers almost. So we could just look at the likes of these three skins right now and get a good idea how much the Harper Seal Rock will probably sell up to. So let's just go do that. 2 weeks back, and September 5, here I am, and well, that did 18,500 subscribers, and this did 17,700 subscribers. So for a very nice rough estimate, I'd say for the likes of our Harbour Seal Rock, it's going to do between 17,000 to 19,000 subscribers, which isn't that much more compared to the Pug Rock, but it is still a bit more. Now I thought maybe I should just go ahead and show you the Pug Rock's behaviour on the Steam market, just to get a good idea of, even though this potentially might sell just a little bit more compared to it, I can't help but assume it's still potentially going to emulate the behaviour that this went through. So hopping over to here, even though we're going through the likes of the autumn fall seasonal dip, it's almost the end of September, this Pug Rock, he's still doing alright, $3.28. Let me remind you, he sold for $2.49. The listings, not too bad. Again, it didn't sell that much, so we don't have that like ridiculous amount of dumpings or anything. So things are good. Things have worked out quite nicely for it. But here's its, first, time on the Steam market, and it did dip down in price. It went as low as about $1.80. But then, once we were past the worst of it last year, it actually spiked in price quite a fair bit initially, went down again, but ever since then it was rising, and it comfortably rose up to and above $4 about 2 months back. But since then, the peak of the summer, it's kind of gone down a little bit. It's not the end of the world, it's just, the autumn fall seasonal dip. So give it some time, it will bounce back up again for the likes of January 2025. Alright, so that is in short what I expect for the likes of our beloved cute little Harbour Seal Rock. So we'll see how that potentially turns out. If you want to jump onto it, still at the very least it's abnormal. Wait until Wednesday, do the abnormal barders first, then question how you approach it afterwards. I can see it working out quite well, but that's just the current momentum. Maybe it slows down, maybe it only does about 15,000 subscribers, which would be quite surprising, but hey, you never know. Right, so Neon Bismuth Sheet Metal Double Door. If I were to go over to here and do a quick little comparison, we can see with the first 24 hours of sales, this did 6,442 subscribers. But if I were to just go back 3 weeks, yep, Commando Hoodie and Pants, probably the best thing to compare to. We have the likes of 6,450 subscribers there with the hoodie. If I were to go a little bit further back, we've got the likes of Frozen Crypt Door here with 6,200 subscribers almost. Yeah, this is like the perfect thing to compare to. So let's go back over to here. And let's just go back 3 weeks and see how everything turned out over to here. And 16,000 subscribers for both the hoodie and pants here. And then Frozen Crypto, you did drop off quite a fair bit. You only reached up to 14,600 subscribers. So if I was to give you a very nice rough estimate, I reckon the likes of our ever so lovely looking Neon Bismuth Sheet Metal Double Door is only going to do between 14 to 16,000 subscribers. Which yet again, I kind of feel is a little bit low. So I mentioned this a couple times throughout the likes this past week, talking about the likes of Sheet Metal Double Doors. I know we've had a lot of them being accepted so far this year. But they're doing very good in terms of retaining their value. Now again, you might notice that we've got the likes of Neon Dome Double Door, Neon Vibes Double Door, and of course the Tempered Double Door. They're down in price. But it's the autumn fall seasonal dip at the moment. It's almost the end of September, and these are only down by 8, 1 and 11%. That's really good. I mean, oh, where was me? It's down by that little. That's awesome. Sheet Metal Double Doors this year, even though we've had so many, they're still holding up strong. So by default, I can't help but assume that's going to be doing all right at bare minimum. But also, we should consider that if it's sold hardly anything, and with the momentum of Wirecat very likely producing even more Bismuth deplorables, which I'm confident, I'm crossing my fingers and I'm confident that we'll be seeing those accepted, I can't help but assume that's looking to be a very nice potential future for it. 14,000 to 16,000 subscribers definitely would make this one of the lowest selling Sheet Metal Double Door skins to be accepted this year. So if you're optimistic about that, things are looking very appealing right there. So alright, that's cool. Let's now move on and talk about the likes of Tank Armor Tier 3. So this is now the third best selling skins. Interesting. And it's currently sitting here with the likes of 9,300 subscribers for both pieces. Okay, so if I had to do a quick comparison again, so looking at the first 24 hours of sales, 6,100 basically, we could go quite far back and remind ourselves of the likes of the Redemption Python, Ultramarine Sleeper Bag. What about over here again? We could also look at the likes of Frozen Crypt Door again, because that did 6,178 subscribers, which actually was exactly the same as the chestplate. Wow, okay. Right, so looking over to here, we can see that the Frozen Crypt Door did 14,600 subscribers. We're already well aware of that. But then over to here, we can see the likes of the Ultramarine Sleeping Bag doing 15,600 subscribers, Redemption Python doing 14,300 subscribers. I mean, maybe it catches on and the Tank Armor does sell a little bit more. So I'm looking at the Tank Armor and I'm kind of thinking that Tank Armor very likely could also be doing 14 to 16,000 subscribers. I still expect both pieces to sell a little bit less compared to the Neon Bismuth Sheet Metal Double Door, but it's going to be very close. Alright? So, as I said, looking at the likes of this armour, it's not the absolute perfect green colour, but again, pair it up the likes of flashbacks and get a decent kill, and it's perfectly serviceable as a very budget cheap option for green camouflage. So hopping over to here, pointing out my Rustore rotation video, consider watching this, but more specifically go to the chapters. So over to here, you can see where I talk about the likes of tank armor tier 3. Let me just mute myself. Oh, you don't want to hear two of me, do you? And just go over to here, and I do my best to showcase it, questioning, oh, is the camouflage good enough and whatnot, and in most cases it's fine. It's fine. And you might sit there and say, oh, but I'd just rather use the likes of Forest Raiders. Okay, you know, if you've got $300 to spend on the likes of that, you're more than welcome to do so. I have made so many comparisons like this year, the likes of flashbacks, even cargo heli recently and whatnot, but it always stays expensive. So yeah, it's an option, consider it, but only the face mask is abnormal. Please be aware of that, but at the very least, that's still good enough. We can see how that performs after the abnormal barders, and then after that, we'll probably figure out if we actually want to jump in and buy into these. Remember, this is only 99 cents, that's $1.49, but I can see it working out reasonably. I think it might end up, you know, following the footsteps of the likes of Franken Tier 3. I brought this up in the likes of the Rustore rotation video, and I bring it up again. Franken Tier 3 came out on the Halloween 2020, and it's only slightly up in price. It's not too expensive, but this is the future I could potentially see for the likes of Tank Armor Tier 3, if it manages to retain interest. And of course, by default, we can still anticipate the likes of continuations for this specifically. Tier 2 armor, hoodie and pants, we shall see. So, sales, got a good idea, 14 to 16,000 subscribers. Can't go wrong with that, and it really doesn't feel like it's that many sales. Like, let's just quickly remind ourselves, how much did flashbacks do? That did like 30,000 each, didn't it? And I can confirm to you, Hoodie and Pants did almost 30,000 subscribers each, so yeah, it's a bit low. Kind of surprised, but it is what it is. Then I can look at the likes of the Speedrage AK47, so that's currently sitting here, the likes of 8,000 subscribers. I go back over to here, how much did it do? Sorry, how much did it do after the first 24 hours of sales? 5,000 subscribers. Okay, so quick comparison to previous weeks. We could probably compare this to, like, well, we could just look at the likes of Steampunk AR, to be honest, because I can't help but assume it's going to follow the footsteps of this. So that did quite a bit more subscribers, but AK47s. Let's just go back to the likes of the previous week, and no, it wasn't the previous week, it was the week before that. Come on, Hedge. Right, that did like 11,500 subscribers. By default, for the likes of our Speedrage AK, I'm thinking it's going to do between 10. No. You've actually managed to sell a little bit more. Could it suddenly slow down? I'm thinking it might potentially push up to 10 to 12,000 subscribers. But I just want to quickly bring this up. The design, when I looked at it, it looked interesting. It looked very, like, it was reminding me of something. It's the XQC Twitch drop. That was what I was reminded of. Someone pointed that out to me. Thank you very much, whoever you were. But yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking it's going to do between 10 to 12,000 subscribers. But more specifically, if you look at this and look at that AK right now, that ever so cool looking Steampunk AR sold in the Rustore for $3. Right now it's down to $1.18. Yep, that happened. I'm very, very, very sorry to say Speedrage AK47 very likely is going to go down to $1. Like most AK47s, there's far too many of them, and it's hard for them to retain interest and value, and they just go down. So if you thought maybe Speedrage might not be selling too much, maybe it could work out ever so nicely, no, I still think it's going to go down in price. Very sorry to say. So it is what it is. So yeah, 10 to 12,000 subscribers. Even though it's sitting there right now, 8,000. Yeah, no, I'll still stick with that. Maybe it sells just a little bit more. You know what? I think I'm going to push it up to 11 to 13,000 subscribers. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to say. Cool. So that's all been said and done. Let's now go ahead and talk about the likes of the Danger Barricade. So just to reiterate, this was actually taken out of the Rustore for a day. It's been brought back earlier today. I don't think it's going to keep the momentum it had with the first 24 hours of sales. People don't want that. In fact, there's been so many refundings that the number very likely has gone down. So when it stopped, it had like 7,200 subscribers, if I could recall. But maybe the notoriety of it right now, people thought, oh yeah, I'm going to buy it now, I mean, sure, you can do that if you want. But I know a lot of people were very unhappy with the whole situation. They did refund. It's unfortunate for Kelmer Legend. He didn't do anything wrong. He just produced a skin. Face Punch accepted it. They'll film with it, and then they turn around and say, no, can you redo it? That's annoying, that's upsetting. Unfortunately, due to this whole situation, I don't actually have a good solid idea for how much this will sell by Thursday, because of course it got taken out and it's not the same skin anymore. I might just have to kind of void it, I'm afraid to say. Sorry. I'll give you a very rough generalization. I think it's going to probably match up to like 10 to 11,000 subscribers, like some of these other concrete barricades. And with its current design, it's going to end up like these as well. Down 39, down 60, down 54, and down 66. Yeah. Sorry to say, it's cool. It's still got a lovely role player aesthetic and design and whatnot, but the transparency definitely carried the initial interest. So it is what it is. It's very unfortunate. In fact, what I haven't done is I haven't actually shown you. Sorry about this. I haven't. Trying to get rid of all the tabs. I wanted to show you the actual comments. This has so many comments. People are very, very, very unhappy. And again, it's not the skin creator's fault, right? I've even got myself there just advertising my video. Come on, you knew I was going to do that. Anyway, so again, consider watching the situation video if you don't fully understand the whole thing. But yeah, unfortunately, I can't do comparisons because it really doesn't look like it's going to be behaving the exact same way. So I'm going to have to avoid that, but I'll give you a very rough estimate, 10 to 11,000 subscribers. Let's move on. Frozen Crypt Storage. Now, I'm kind of surprised this really isn't selling that much. It's so bright. And you can sit there and say, is that good? Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of people want to be able to see their large boxes at night time. Now, again, you might have lighting and fire and whatnot. All right, fair enough. But it's still a very cool looking design. I even put up like a short video showcasing that. So if I go to here, I've got the likes of my... There it is. Yep, gave it a nice inspection and whatnot. And I can't help but assume we'll be seeing more of this Frozen Crypt collection. But this only did 4,600 subscribers after the first 24 hours of sales. So if I were to try and find a nice thing to compare to, I could probably look at the likes of the tools from the previous week. I could also potentially look at the likes of... I can't do anything there. Well, there really isn't a strong thing to compare to. I could probably look at the likes of the Cargo Heli Tier 2. So Cargo Heli Tier 2... or potentially the likes of the tools from the previous week. Alright, so let's just go ahead and do that. So the previous week we saw the likes of the JB's tools doing just under, well, it was like 8 to 10,000 subscribers. And if we go a little bit further back with the Cargo Heli Tier 2, and that reached around 9 to 10,000 subscribers. Yeah, so that's a pretty straightforward answer. I'll look at the likes of the Frozen Crypt Storage, and it's only looking like it's going to do 9 to 10,000 subscribers. Yeah, well, I'm pleasantly surprised. Again, I think this looks really cool. I really do like the collection. I think it'll probably be getting a little bit more love as we get closer and closer to winter time, so consider that. But what's next? Personally, I'd love for them to do a chair and a table skin, because it would go perfectly with the DLC. I know a lot of people are going to sit and say, but Hedge, we already have the ice throne. Well, the ice throne needs a table, and you're going to have guests, so you're going to want to have the likes of some Frozen Crypt chairs to go with it. Hey, let's see what they're up to next, but wouldn't be surprised if we see something like a furnace next. And I hope they have a very cool interior. So keep your eyes open on the likes of the workshop, and we'll see how things turn out. So, yeah, doesn't feel like it's going to be selling too much. 9 to 10,000. That's it. Maybe it's due to the fact that we've had quite a lot of large box skins given away and in Rust stores this year. So acknowledge all the Twitch drops. Acknowledge all the skins that are in the Rust stores. If you could see it, come on, SCM, catch up. Yep, get a good look at that. So, yeah. Maybe there was just too many this year. Last year, in total, we had 19 large boxes. We still have another 3 months to go until the end of the year. I think we're passing last year. Yeah. Right then, so we'll move on from there. We have the likes of the Wooden Saw here now, and it's currently sitting here, the likes of 6,300 subscribers. Okay, that's cool. So I'm going to hop over to here, do a quick little comparison. So this had 4,300 subscribers. I think it's the exact same thing. I think that's doing between 9 to 10,000 subscribers as well. It's like very, very similar. I did question this though, like, will we see more out of this? Would you love to see a wooden AK47, a wooden LR300, a wooden M249? I think a lot of people would actually like that, but is it going to happen? It's up to Spinoza. Has he had some lovely comments and whatnot? Yes, he has, but he hasn't really confirmed if he's continuing it. I don't know if a set of wooden weapons is going to work out nicely. Again, by default, weapon-only collections tend to go down in price pretty hard. Bit unfortunate. And then again, you know, look at the likes of the semi-traumatic rifle skins that we've had so far this year and last year if you want, and only one of them's currently in the positive. That's still a bit questionable. Leave it for another week and it'll go down in price. But yeah, only the Thunder Gold's comfortably in the positive. Every other SAR skin that came out over the past 2 years not holding up very well. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I think you're better off just sticking with the likes of a Barda still, even though it doesn't feel like it's going to be selling that much. 9 to 10,000. Yeah, point made. So then we'll move on, and we have the likes of the white holographic clothing to end it with. And just to remind you, this was not like made with the intention of being like camouflage, okay? Again, this was a very strange choice. Consider watching my rust rotation video where I basically talk about the strange choice of this. This was the original design. This was intended to be white camouflage, but it wasn't picked. And again, rolling with what I said last time, I get the feeling they just don't want to accept any more camouflage clothing and armor skins for the while at the moment. So they picked this one instead. This was not intended to be white camouflage. It was not intended to be like worn during the likes of Arctic areas and whatnot. It was just general use. It's a tracksuit. Viduka, it was very nice to see you getting another acceptance after the past 7 years of nothing, unfortunately. But hey, you're back now. I don't know if he's going to immediately jump back in and make a continuation. We shall see. But at the very least, let's go ahead and figure out how much will these sell by Thursday. So, all right, let's go do that. See, these did not have that much interest. These only had 3,600 subscribers each after the first 24 hours of sales. So I'll try my best to do some comparisons. What do we have over here? Well, we've got likes of Thompson with 3,400 subscribers there. All right, that's interesting. If we go a little bit further back, we do have the likes of Rainbow Pony Clothing here, primitive skins. Actually, that's probably the best thing to compare to. Right, let's go do that then. Let's go ahead and remind ourselves of the Rainbow Pony primitive clothings with the boonie hat and the poncho. Poncho only did 7,600 subscribers and the boonie hat did around 8,500 subscribers. I believe that is the bottom and high point. 7,500 to 8,500. That is the estimate for total sales for the likes of our white holographic hoodie and pants. But again, will we actually see continuations? Will Viduka return? Because he has not made a skin in 6 months. That's for us to discuss next Wednesday when we're considering doing the abnormal barders. Again, just to remind all of you, if you don't actually know what abnormal barders are, please consider watching my most recent abnormal barders video, which you can see right over here. Rust Skin abnormal barders for September 19, 2024. Give it a good watch. Watch the first 5 minutes just to get a general idea of how things work. Then skip ahead to the actual barders chapter where you see us actually doing the barders, of course. So I'll just kind of skip ahead and I'm racing to get the barder down. Oh, look, that just appeared. It just became marketable. I was one of the fastest people to put a barder down. In the future, potentially, I'll buy that for a very cheap price. Sell it and walk away with some sweet, delicious profit. So yeah, that's the basic idea of what abnormals are. But afterwards, when all the barders have been done, and if I go back over to here, I don't know why I left it, we have the abnormal barter support. We can see all the barders that were made, and we can question, all right, do we actually want to jump in and buy into this, or should we just stick with barders? And pretty much all the skins for this week, it was just sticking with barders because none of the barders went up to the prices that these skins were selling for in the Rust store. It didn't have the support to keep the price up, so you get the idea. Cool. Right, so yeah, that was basically everything in regards to these skins. And don't forget, if you forgot the numbers I said for the estimates, look in the description, look at the chapters. You will see I've written it down for the estimates for the total sales. So cool. We got all that said and done. I could look at the likes of the previous weeks just to get a quick look at the likes of these skins and see how they're currently holding up after like just 1 week. And wow, that's already gone down. And wow, oh dear. That did all right though. So with the instant continuation with a double door the very next week, this got bought out, and at one point it had listings up to about $30. But right now it looks like it's easily pushing above $4. Will it, remain like this forever? I don't think so, but I am anticipating Wirecat producing the likes of more Neon Bismuth deplorables very soon, so keep an eye on the workshop, or specifically look at his workshop and we'll see. I was hoping to see a new skin right there, but nah, didn't happen. What about the week before this then, the first Rust store for September 2024? And some people point this out to me. Black Diamond Tier 2 kind of getting cheap, isn't it? And I was looking at it, I was like, oh yeah, you're right. Now, again, this has gone down quite a fair bit, but I'm not surprised by that. These two pieces sold for $2. This sold for $2.49. Yeah, not surprised to see that's basically matching up to the prices that these are. But hey, in the future, will we actually see the likes of the boots and gloves being accepted? Will we see the likes of hoodie and pants? Ooh. So I basically do anticipate that. Just keep your eyes open. Maybe this weekend, actually. Oh, yeah. I think that's potentially happening. So keep your eyes peeled. Keep an eye on the workshop. Ultramarine furnace has slightly gone down. Quite unfortunate. And then you've got the likes of the boots and gloves here. They've gone down a fair bit. That's going down. That's going down. Welcome to the autumn fall seasonal dip, basically. All skins in general are expected to drop off. It's an inevitability. But it's a routine thing that happens every single year. And of course, once we reach around January 2025, post-Christmas, lots of people will be returning, playing the game again, and of course, more people playing, more demand for skins, higher skin prices. It's as simple as that. Cool, 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 cool. Right, is there anything else that should be talked about? I should probably bring up the likes of the upcoming Halloween rustors. So, we have the Halloween 2024 contest entries collection right here, produced by the likes of TGG, that German guy. I will not be making a Halloween collection. I will not be making a list of Halloween skins. I don't want to confuse people, just want to point that out. If I were to make one, then people will get confused what's the official one, you get the idea. Cool. So, just to point out, we already have some skin submissions. We got the likes of the first one, which was the Tormented Gate Garage Door. I unfortunately, when I kind of showed this off in my video showcasing the likes of that Barricade, I actually accidentally referred to it as transparent. I meant to say glow-in-the-dark. I said transparent Danger Barricade so much in that video, I kept thinking of the word, so no, it's just a glow-in-the-dark garage door, and it looks awesome. Shedbon is always putting out very, very cool-looking spooky skins. If I can recall, he made a really scary one like 2 years ago, but it didn't get accepted, so I think he's kind of toned himself down a bit. That is perfectly fine. And then we got the likes of Sir Q. Now, Sir Q, he usually submits a hell skin for Halloween. And it seems to be perfectly fine because it looks like it matches up perfectly for the themes, I guess. Yeah, sure. But we have not had a wooden double door skin all of 2024. Do you reckon? Do you reckon he has a very good chance with the likes of this? I will not be surprised. I think he's got a pretty good shot. So, all right, cool. But if I were to go to the actual workshop now, I just want to point this out. We've had a couple more skins being produced over the course of these past few days. But, of course, we're also seeing more Halloween skins. So here we have the likes of the Grim Remnants rug. And we also happen to have the likes of this Nightmarish Skeleton large box. So skin creators are rolling out with the likes of more Halloween skins, but also they're submitting the likes of their regular skins, so things might be a little bit all over the place, but you know, just look in the description of this video right now. You'll see the link to this Halloween 2024 content entries, and yeah, and don't forget to say thank you to TGG for setting it all up here. All good. So yeah, that's basically everything. Will these skins work out nicely in the future, or will they suffer? What are your thoughts? Feel free to comment below. And with that, thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. And please do not forget, I've got to point this out. I have to point this out. Keep an eye on your barders, right? Monitor them, okay? Some of the prices of skins are really going down, all right? Don't get dumped on. Not all of you are like me. You don't have several accounts, do you? I do. I can replenish myself. But if you accidentally buy a ton of, let's say, steampunk ARs for too high of a price, you're going to struggle until you can sell them again, and you're not going to be able to sell them for a profit until, you know, for another few months. So keep an eye on all the barders you've done over the course of this year. You get the idea. Awesome. So thank you very much once again. Enjoy yourselves. Have a lovely weekend, and we'll see how everything turns out by next Thursday. All good. Catch you later. Goodbye.